Aguilas has to recognize that the only thing they've got going is that rebound. Stay compact, keep your guy in front of you, make sure you're blocking out, finishing every play.
Of course, you go back 4 years ago when Domingos was playing for you in this 2019 FIBA World Cup. What has been the biggest improvement in his game so far?
Well, you know, back then he was a young 23-year-old, had never been with the national team. Part of what we were trying to do was introduce some of the younger guys into the fold. So, you know, it's great to see him still a big part of what they're doing here.
CJ Perez still playing in the backcourt as the point guard for Gilas. Got to get the ball over the court. Gotta be careful. That 2 times could have been called for an offensive foul. Soto Florida, little pass down to AJ Edu. Now Angola looking to push this one. Essentially a 2-possession game as they go for a 3-pointer. Domingo steps up, takes it, fires it. That's a big time for Jesse Domingos.
And you got to admire the confidence there. Had missed badly on his previous attempts, still shooting as they go under on the pick and roll.
Watson now spinning around, nowhere to go here. Perez goes for another 3-point. Four is up, and a nice response there by CJ Perez. Well, turns it over now. Alonso finds Perez down low to Kyrie. Kai again crossing up the opportunity. You can hear the home crowd just saying, throw it down, Kai. Throw it down, Kareem Soto. Right now, they need the Japanese B-League Kaiju to come out here.
Yeah, both teams struggling to finish with their number break opportunities. 5-on-4 there with Domingos down on the ground. Gilas not able to convert.
Well, finds the big man. Guy goes for the fadeaway. Nice play there by the big fella. Kareem Soto goes up to 4 points. There you can see the bench scoring. Philippines with 13, Angola with 12. For penetration, kicks out to Leonel Paulo. Goes for 3-pointer. Kai Soto with a rebound. Yeah.
That's not Paulo's game there. He needs to be patient. And again, compounding the mistake of the shot with the foul here.
Well, Bloxy getting absolutely smothered on defense right now. You know, almost nowhere to move.
Well, he's got to get used to that. You know, this Angola team has a lot of long athletes, putting much more size on him than what he saw in his first game.
Early stages here of the second quarter. AJ Edu matching up again with an NBA player. Bloxy can make this a 10-point ball game. Doesn't get it. AJ Edu! Salamat AJ Edu! Well, what a big-time throwdown. And all of a sudden, Pep Flores has got to call timeout because he's got a problem. AJ Edu has just sent a voltage of electricity. There was a 3-pointer, and AJ said, Magadagabi, good night, Manila. That is for you. What a big-time throwdown. Welcome to the world of international basketball, AJ.
No vas a regresarlo tampoco. Estás jugando aquí fuera. Aquí tenemos que presionar toda la pista. Tenemos que presionar cuando juegas el extremo. ¿Cómo pasa bola? A Leo. Si Leo tiene que cortar. Si Leo tiene que cortar. ¿Cómo tú ayudas a hombre grande y dejamos a dos jugadores? Bruno, hay que ya trabajar más. Hay que correr. No hay ni un touch sprint. No hay ni un contraataque.
Yeah, and you saw the offensive rebound numbers pop up on that screen there. Really the only thing keeping Angola close right now. Coach Claros there during that timeout, really admonishing his guys for not playing tougher, looking to block out, talking about that they have the bigs. Those guys need to be physical, make sure they're getting a body on everyone.
You know, of course, you know, what offensively can Angola do right now to kind of settle themselves down and build some rhythm?
Well, I think, you know, we haven't seen Fernando on the block at all. They've been running this same set pretty often. You know, the pick and pop from one big. That's a tough call right there. But I feel like they can find a little bit of consistency with maybe some low post touches. Shooting's always been an issue for them. So can they get something easy? Yeah, that's a really hard call. If anything, he's being impeded on his cut, so I'm sure that's frustrating for Angola there.
Well, Pep Claros, of course, one of the more experienced coaches in international basketball. And, you know, relatively does a great job of maintaining his composure. He understands. That's got to be an offensive foul, surely. Oh, Coach, I'm going to leave that one to you.
Yeah, you know, you see the referee there signaling for, you know, potential flop. That's a tough call there.
Well, 11-point ball game to Gilas. Fernando with a post up. Fernando hot bump, finds Duke Dallas. Got to make this one. Doesn't get the drop at another offensive board. Gets the what? Bruno. Well, Bruno's saying that he got fouled earlier, but I think he should just be happy that he's got the three-point play at least.
Well, and, you know, once again, the Angolan bigs all over these offensive rebounds. Gilas has got to find a way to keep these guys off the glass.
Well, Angola definitely dominating offensive rebounds so far. 11 offensive boards for Angola, 6 for Gilas Filipinas. Kai Soto now picking up his third personal foul. You know, a very promising young basketball player, but one thing he's going to have to adapt to. Everybody's talking about the physicality. I think he needs to adapt to the speed of the game.
Yeah, no question. You know, there's still a big learning curve for him. But, you know, playing in Japan at a high level, I think that's going to really help in his development.
Well, Kai Soto played for the Hiroshima Dragonflies, who made it to the B-League playoffs. Unfortunately, although winning game 1 against the Chiba Jets, let's see game 3. How is this season done? But the boy looking for the post up. Draws a double team. Kicks out. Edu pump fakes. Fakes the pass, goes in. Tries to go for the tip in. No good. Now Angola can push this. Dow finds Bruno Fernando and Boa Noche. Good night. Fernando with no regard for the transition defense.
That was a vicious finish there from Fernando. That's what they've been needing on this transition.
AJ Adu gave up his last 3. On to this one. 6-point ball game. They cut this down to a 2-possession game. Confidence building in the Angolans offense. English gets fouled hard there by CJ Perez. That's going to be the 13th foul against Gilas Filipinas.
Yeah, and you see Angola.
I mean, look at this, Coach. I mean, sorry. That is simply good night, Jordan Clarkson. I mean, he posturized it, put him on a poster. Obrigado. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't think there are very many players that want to stay in the way of Bruno Fernando getting downhill like that.
Oh, you know it's Bruno time when he gets out of transition. Well, Dintao now finding an opening. Kicks out. McCurdy hasn't made a 3 yet. Oh, off the back. Coach, did you pull that one?
I think right now Angola will take anything that goes into the basket. So certainly a little bit of luck there for Lukeni. But, you know, with the shooting woes they've had, they'll take it.
Well, 5:52 to go here. Chart Reyes of TNT Trabangiga currently coaching Gilas Filipinas. He wants to talk it over, so let's go and listen to what Chart has to say.
Guys, remember, when we post up AJ, your man is helping. So drive, kick out. Drive, let's ayuda. Drop screen for somebody. Then you get the ball right there. Let's go Utah, Utah. Let's go Utah. Get back on D. Now all we need to do is rebound. 5 guys, we got to rebound now. Let's go do more.
Yeah, you see Coach Reyes there imploring his guys to rebound. Angola with a 10-point advantage in second chance points right now.
Well, Gilas did lead by double digits, but now it's been cut down to 3 points. And De Souza, you know, you talked about this early. His offensive rebound has really been the key input for these Angolan players.
Yeah, I mean, De Souza is just a load down there. Really elite athlete. Had a great season in France, developing and scoring a little bit, but right now impacting the game with his roles in offensive rebound.
Well, Thompson back in the full court here. Being defended by Dundao. They're just trying to find some composure. Fajardo now stops, kicks out to Scotty. And now being guided by Bruno Fernando. Home crowd wanted Juma to take him on. Juma pump fakes. In the paint, big man can't get it. Ramos can't get it either. Well, surely that's going to be a jump ball. That will go back to Gilas for 5:26.
Yeah, credit to Scotty Thompson for sticking his nose in there. You know, Bruno Fernando, obviously a big boy on those boards. So Gilas trying to fight, do the best they can to compete on the glass.
Well, 14 seconds here on the shot clock. Thompson will inbound this. You got Juma Fajardo, Edu, Dwight Ramos, and Jordan Clarkson in the game. They gotta get the ball inbound. Juma now trying to bully his way. Goes in, no foul call. Good defense. Well, we're currently in the game along with Shane Dundao. Cisco as well, the young 19-year-old Gilson Bango. Fernando playing that 5 role. Fernando. Bango. Gets some pump fakes. He made his last 3. Back-to-back triples. And he ties the game up at 28 apiece.
Yeah, and you know, Lucchini's a player that can warm up and score. So maybe this is going to put him in the flow that the Angola team needs right now.
Ramos turning it over. Now Angola with a chance to take the lead. Well, defensively, Pep Claros came to this game knowing that they had to take Jordan Clarkson out of this. Dundao, big one. Can't get it, but Edu secures the board. Can Gilas restore some order? Lawson now. Step back, deep 3, takes it, doesn't get it. Out with the offensive board, but that's going to go back to Angola.
Got a flop warning there on Clarkson. A little bit of a welcome to international basketball moment for him. I'm sure he's not used to that.
Here's a second three-pointer from Lucchini in the game. Struggled immensely for the perimeter against the Italians, but he is feeling the confidence early. 4:17 to go. Angola currently with a chance.
And Angola continuing to go with this roll and replace middle pick and roll action with the bigs. You know, I'd love to see both of them down low a little bit more. Maybe short rolls for Fernando, but not out on the three-point line as much as he's been.
Lucchini's been cooking. Goes for another one. Blocks him with the rebound. Angola with 2 team fouls so far. JC really out of control. That may have got away with a carry, coach.
Yeah, I think he did right there.
Another Gilas turnover. Edu hangs up in the air. Dundao again. Racy up 2. Now look out below. One more time. Clarkson with a two-handed jam. And this crowd getting back into this one.
And that's been an issue for Angola. They've had great transition opportunities that they have not been able to finish in this first half.
Well, they almost turned over. But amazing, incredible. Bruno Fernando didn't get the ball from Francisco. You gotta feed the big man.
Yeah, I agree. There've been a couple of times where Fernando's had early post-up opportunities and the guards have not delivered it to him.
There's a two-handed dunk by Jordan Clarkson. And that is Lava Filipinas. Well, definitely a big-time fan favorite here. Not only just in the Philippines, worldwide. That's how great a player he is. Well, getting him down to Juma Fajardo. Coach, we've seen this quite a lot. Sometimes Gilas, you know, they had 1 5-second violation call, but here you can see Clarkson trying to find something. Ramos takes a 3, is up, no good. Fighting for the offensive boards. Ramos going down the ground. But where I was going, Coach, was they do struggle at times to get the ball inbound.
Yeah, you know, was wondering to see what they were going to run on that last side out of bounds with Clarkson in the weak side corner. But the most important part of any inbounds play is getting it in initially.
In that case, like, you know, what do? Do you screen away? Do you try to get over? I mean, it's very tough because it's almost like they're relying on each other individually to get him balanced.
Yeah, you know, I'm surprised that they haven't run more action for Clarkson off the ball.
Winding down here in the shot clock. Clarkson twisted, goes for the tough fadeaway, mid-range, doesn't get it. And going to have numbers. Dow's going to go for a three in transition and nails that one. And gives Angola a 1-point lead with under 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, just a matter of time before these shots start going down for Angola. You know they couldn't stay this cold the entire half.
Clarkson getting the mismatch here. Way to go on the offense. Kicks out to Dwight. 2 seconds down. Tries to go behind the back. Ramos, three-pointer, got it! That's a big-time three-pointer by Dwight Ramos.
Yeah, great response there from Gilas. The fancy behind-the-back pass from Clarkson, but he's made the right play every time with all the attention he's drawing, getting his teammates involved.
2 points of separation. Now just nearly 2 minutes left here in the first half. Kenny kicks out to Bruno. Wants to go for a three-pointer, and Fernando steps up big time with a dagger right in the face of A.J. Edu.
Yeah, I'm not sure the step-back dribble three-pointer is exactly what Coach Claros wanted there, but Angola will take it.
Locks is still struggling, another turnover. Trying to get any rhythm here. Kenny goes into the rear step. The follow-up is good, a nice transition by Angola as they have a three-point lead, and now Shot Reyes, he calls timeout. Well, Bruno doesn't take many three-pointers, but when he does, well, if it's not, I'll say it again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, you know, 2 big threes from both teams. The basket's starting to open up a little bit for both of them.
Let's listen now to Coach Shot Reyes.
Roger!
Is it you?
Right. Guys,
Looks like you could be the
don't slide when the small guy is near you. Okay? Let him kumat ka na. Yeah. Yeah. Shut him out already. Yeah. Huwag na kayo mag-ball screen. Nothing is working on our ball screen. Okay? Okay, we gotta get zoom. Zoom action or guard to guard. Okay? Now, when we come down here, let's go. Pistol. Okay, pistol, but we attack it. Okay? So let's attack pistol. Scotty and Roger. Okay? If they switch, bigay mo na kay Roger sa low or kay Scotty sa low.
You know, turnovers have been a key issue here for Gilas Filipinos. I mean, looking at the turnovers, am I correct right now? Gilas have 22 turnovers, I believe. No, I'm incorrect, and I apologize.
Yeah, still
It's a
at double
10
figures. Yeah, they're still at 10, which is way too much. You know that the pressure of Angola is going to be difficult to handle, but they need to do a better job of staying solid there. You know, the other thing we saw during that timeout, 9 fast break points for Angola, but that number could be significantly higher. They've missed a lot of easy opportunities in transition. Gilas has got to do a better job of getting back.
19-5 run for Angola here in the last 5 minutes. Gilas need an offense. They need something. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Magoy, Lonnie Clarkson. Clarkson goes for a deep three. It's way off the mark. Goes out of bounds. That will be Angola ball. Well, yeah, it's all freestyle right now here for Gilas.
Yeah, not a great shot there from Clarkson. Maybe a little bit of frustration from not having the ball a lot. You know, they have to know if they're going to move him off the ball, they need sets, him coming off of screens to keep him involved with what they're doing.
Angola with a 3-point lead. Good hands by Edu. Potential 2-for-1 here for Angola. He's down now. In and around the defense. Steps back, made his last 3. Edu towers and secures the board for Gilas Filipinas. This has been the post-up that Magoy likes. Robinson getting ready. Turns around, takes the mid-range, can't get it, but nobody going in for an offensive rebound. Maybe getting away with a carrying violation, but Angola will survive. Bango goes up, missed it. Angola unable to get the second chance, but now the last shot here potentially. Clarkson nowhere to go here. Draws another foul, and again, that's going to be the 14th foul. Interesting that Clarkson didn't slow it down to try and get the very last possession of the first half.
Yeah, I'm not sure he was aware of the clock or not. You know, also a rare opportunity for him where he's had the ball in his hands coming downhill. So, you know, the majority of this half, they've had him off the ball, maybe a little bit frustrated about the amount of touches he's had up until this point.
Well, Chuck taking every single post player off the floor right now. 5 guards with 12.5 seconds left. No doubt he's put all the shooters on the court.
Yeah, and interesting, Angola stays big. You know, in fact, with 3 bigs on the floor here. So, a battle of styles for this last possession.
Clarkson here, got it by Bango. One thing on his mind. Twisted, turning, pump fakes in and around, goes up and doesn't finish it. And ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the first half, it is indeed Angola who have a 3-point lead here in game day 2 of this FIBA fixture, the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Well, at the moment, the Philippines coach, 10 turnovers, 10 too many in my mind.
Yeah, no question. You know, part of that, the decision to keep Clarkson off the ball, I can understand. They know that the trapping's going to come, but that means that the Gilas guards have got to be able to handle the pressure and find Clarkson in space where he can do something with it as a shooting guard.
There's statistics right now. Angola shooting 31% from the perimeter with 5 out of 16 from downtown. Gilas only 3 triples but 11 field goals with inside the rainbow. The free throw says it all. It's an interesting stat there. Philippines, not so much on the offensive end, but collectively both defensive and offensive, leading the rebound so far.
Yeah, you know, I think that's a little misleading. With so many missed shots from Angola, there's going to be rebounding opportunities there. I think the really telling stat is the 11 offensive rebounds that Angola had in that first half.
Well, lots to think about for Coach Clados and Coach Chalrez. They go and speak to their teams. One of these 2 teams is going to pick up their first and vital victory here tonight. Well, there's the matchup of the NBA players. Bruno Fernando, 2 points and 6 rebounds away from a potential double-double. While Jordan Clarkson struggling, of course, with only 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. But he's going to have to turn his game around here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think for Clarkson, you know, a little bit of frustration, just shooting 3 for 11, but having to do it much differently than he did against the Dominican Republic.
Here are some of the key highlights from the first half. Shirley Dudal stepping up and hitting some big 3s so far here for Angola. Clarkson twisting and turning, nowhere to go, but kicked out to a wide open CJ Perez. Only 3 triples for Gilas. This is what you want to see for Kai Soto. We talk about the brute strength that he may be lacking, but you said it, your words especially, he is a skillful player.
Yeah, no question. You know, a lot of talent there. It's just figuring out how to use it. And obviously, this is a big stage for him to have to come in there and figure out how to score offensively.
Well, that was the play that Ara Pagoy, I'd say, was probably lucky not to get the offensive foul called against him.
Yeah, and you know, frustrating moment there for Angola. Dundao actually issued a flop warning from that.
Well, that was the posterizing dunk by Bruno Fernando. That was a no-mercy play, letting Clarkson know I am the better NBA player, but, you know, Clarkson may remember that going into the second half. Well, Lukerni now hitting 3 threes so far here in the first half. And that was the arc on that ball. That went up to the ozone layer and came down.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough finish. Great pass there, but not exactly in the pocket. Ramos having to chase it and, you know, almost out of bounds with Fernando closing out. That's a hard finish.
That's what I like to call in mathematics a negative parabola. Just so the arc. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in under 12 minutes for the second half between Gilas, Filipinas, and Angola.
Are you ready? DJ, go!
Virolta. Viro vetää kivan goal ja Olli päätyy silloin, kun Miro tulee tuolta, niin saadaan 2-1, okei?
Niin mä annan Mikelle.
Joo, Mikelle eteenpäin, jos vaan vapaa, älä pakota, mutta syöttö sulle tän.
Sitä maa kaikki mitä
Joo, jos ei, niin me mennään ihan simppelisti Laurille sisään down.
So Finland here, 6-point advantage. Markkanen coming back on the floor. Japan unable to find an answer on defense here and make a stop. Much else, add more points to the scoreboard here in the second quarter.
You saw the size disadvantage that Togoshi had when he's up against trying to guard Markkanen at the top.
5'6" Togashi, and then Markkanen standing at 7 feet.
Togoshi, the smallest player, the shortest, I should say, in the entire World Cup. But he plays with a lot of heart, a lot of spirit. Able to camouflage some of those height challenges that he faces.
Yajima hits both. He's in double digits scoring.
Staying with this zone defense. Japan.
Tunin on the block. Hawkinson, rebound. Running with Japan. Baba trying to make something out of nothing. Little to Markkanen. Going baseline. Somehow the pass gets through there. Kick out to Markkanen, and he nails the three-pointer. The finisher.
They work their way through that really well, Finland. The penetration dish, the extra pass eventually finds a really good three-point shooter, wide open. Got the mismatch again. Hawkinson down low. They got
Yajima banging here, and one. The 33-year-old playing his heart out.
It is. It is playing his heart out. There's no doubt about that. As has this entire Japan team. They've had their problems finding points. They've been outscored 22-10 in the second quarter. But feeding off the energy from the crowd. Yajima now with 13, make that 14 points. And he's still perfect from the field. 7 of 8 from the free throw line.
Salim back to Maksuni. Maksuni, mid-range jumper. That goes in.
I think they got to get out of this zone, or at the very least mix it up. Possession here, possession there, to try and add some confusion to it. But right now, Finland have worked out the answer and how they're going to beat this zone defense.
Another one by Josh Hawkinson. Flashing is Kumwa, calls for it.
Just as I say that, Japan back into it, man-to-man.
And in the eye of Hawkinson. Under a minute to play here in the half. Hawkinson will skip pass, it's taken away. Celine reads it. The feed to Markkanen, and there's the slam. Finland adding to their lead here before the break.
Well, they didn't drop their head straight away. They tried to counterpunch, turnover. Easy two for Markkanen, but straight away, you see Watanabe gets it in bounds, and they go back. And what an asset it is to have a guy of market and size that can shoot the three, runs the floor as good as most. And Hawkinson, who has just been a beast on the boards. He's got 9 rebounds already in this one, and we got 38 seconds still to play. 9 rebounds, 7 points for Hawkinson. He's well and truly on track for his double-double.
The officials here taking some time to review the tape.
39.9.
Make sure they got the clock right.
39.9 game clock.
That's how precise they want to be. And making sure that they get the game clock all sorted.
Gotta wait until that adjustment's made.
They have got to find a point guard that can deliver.
There is your energy tracker of the starting 5 of Angola, but you know, Bruno Fernando really set the tempo with his posterizing dunking transition over Jordan Clarkson. You just almost felt the energy had evaporated out this arena.
Yeah, no question. You know, you see the minutes here. Clarkson playing 19 minutes just like he did in the first game. I think they're going to have to get even more from him, though, trying to preserve his energy as a shooting guard. Maybe it's time to move him over to the 1, put the ball in his hands, and rely on him to make the right play versus the trapping.
Well, right next to Jordan Clarkson is Kiefer Ravenna, currently plays for the Lake Stars in the Shiga Lake Stars, in Japan. But again, ladies and gentlemen, there is the QR code for the official basketball FIBA World Cup. Download to get all the best streams, stats, and highlights that matters to you most. FIBA Basketball World Cup app. Download it now. Now, we saw Kiefer Ravenna, who plays for the Shiga Lake Stars. My apologies to the franchise for getting the name incorrect. You know, he's had 2 good years in the Japanese B-League. Why have we not seen him yet? Well, he's coming on the floor now.
Well, there you go. You know, we had talked about it. I thought he gave them a great lift in their first game against the Dominican Republic, and clearly the point guard play has been an issue for them in that first half. So let's see if he can start off here, give them a little spark, and help create some shots here for Clarkson.
Angola leading by 3 points. They will get the first possession in the second half. AJ Edu on the floor with Kiefer Ravenna, Juma Fajardo, Dwight Ramos, and Jordan Clarkson. Bukeni, Shile, Dundao, Kokila, Jason Bango, and Bruno Fernando starting here for the Angolans.
Yeah, an interesting decision there to go with the 3 big lineup.
Well, the follow-up by Bango. Oh, Coach, that might be a bit of Bango time going on.
Yeah, once again, dominating the offensive rebounds. But Eduardo Francisco on the bench to start the second half for Angola. Be interesting to see. They've got Bango here guarding Clarkson.
Clarkson looking to attack. Nowhere to go. Then trying to penetrate. Down low finds Fajardo. Fajardo gets rejected. Well, Fernando just said, not in your house. Good down now, kicking out to Joseph Bango. Angola have a mismatch down low. Dwight Ramos. Kokila puts up and another rejection. Well, we got a block party going on. Coach, blocks everywhere.
Yeah, you know, really interesting. I'd be curious to know if Angola has ever used that lineup in their tune-up games. I'm not sure of the decision to go with the 3 bigs. I thought Eduardo Francisco actually did a nice job defensively, but not a lot of shooting on the floor right now for Angola.
Angola's top scorer right now, Bruno Fernando, but there you saw Jordan Clarkson is now the top scorer in the game with 9 points. Fernando's made 1 3, doesn't get this one. Again, Angola quick to get the offensive boards. Once Bakila goes up and a foul is going to be put against Juma. The Angolan players, they want an unsportsmanlike foul. I just wonder if the officials will review this one.
Yeah, definitely a hard landing there. It looked like there was a legitimate play on the ball. Just unfortunately lost his feet when he got the contact.
Again, it all starts with the fact that Gilas is just allowing Angola too many offensive rebounds. But look at the replay. Hard foul?
Yeah, I think that's just a good hard foul.
Angola now 8 for 11 from the free throw line. Gilas have only shot 3 free throws so far this evening. Very reminiscent of the opening game against Dominican Republic. Makes them both.
Yeah, maybe Coach Claros here doubling down on the offensive rebound advantage, going with 3 bigs on the floor. Not a lot of shooting, but able to find their way to the free throw line there.
Being heavily defended by Lucani. Gilas offense sometimes lacks a bit of structure. Right step back, 3 is up, 3 is good, and it's Dwight Ramos time. Reggie Miller in a Gilas Filipinas jersey.
Yeah, you saw CJ Perez there with the prayer up to God. I think that's not the kind of offense that they want to be living with, but Dwight Ramos coming up with a huge shot.
4th treble of the game now. Well, Kenny went in for it. Another foul has been called. This is going to be against Gilas again, I believe. This one's against Dwight Ramos, I think. Well, a man who's faced a lot of criticism in the last, I'd say 10 years that he's been coaching this team, but nonetheless, Chalk Reyes is going to go down as probably one of the greatest coaches, in Gilas history.
Yeah, and a lot of pressure in that position, especially as the host here of this World Cup.
Being heavily defended. Running around a few screens, goes for another 3, and again, he turns down the temperature in this arena. And the home crowd now getting into this one, loving the occasion. Remember, the last time the FIBA World Cup was hosted here was 45 years ago in 1978, where the former Yugoslavia won the championship in this very arena. Had a bit of an opening there. Nowhere to go. 6 seconds here. Keeper's got to step through. Puts up a little floater. He ties the game up at 40 apiece. But again, it's simple basketball from Angola, but chaos for the Philippines.
Yeah, I mean, that's 5 points there, but that's hard living. Those 2 shots have been really difficult. They've got to find a way to execute offensively if they're going to keep Clarkson off the ball.
This man's getting into this. Fernando trying to put his way to the basket. Double team coming. Good down with another 3-pointer. Can't get it, but another offensive board. I think they're going to call a flop technical against AJ Edu. So there's going to be 1 free throw coming up for Angola. Surely you can tell that the home crowd definitely agree with that call.
Well, there had been a flop warning previously, so the official is really all over this. Hard to tell until we see a replay.
Let's have a look here.
Yeah, I think that's tough. I mean, Edu gives up a ton of size to Fernando. Looks like he took that in the chest. Not sure how much there was an embellishment there.
Well, Kenny makes a free throw, giving Angola a 1-point lead. AJ Edu, born in Cyprus, where his mother, Josie, met his father, Oyetunde, and then they moved to Great Britain, where he grew up. Had the ability and, the choice of playing for either Cyprus, Nigeria, Great Britain, but in the end, decided to go with his mother's roots of Gilas Filipinas.
And you see Angola staying with this big lineup. They've got De Sosa now in the game. Bruno Fernando essentially playing the 3 spot for them offensively.
Dow going to the pick and roll, finds Bango. Nice little execution there by Angola.
Yeah, and if I'm Gillis defensively, I got to be more compact of that. They've got to be aware of the lack of shooting on the floor, maybe potentially even go to a zone. But certainly no way they can let these bigs just roll down the lane like that.
That's going to be the second personal foul against Shilde Dundao. One thing I love about this player is, he will be relentless, give you non-stop full-court man-to-man pressure.
Yeah, no question. He's a special player. I can remember when we had him in one of our earlier training camps. Really young, 19-year-old kid then, but you knew he was going to be something special down the line.
AJ being guarded by Bruno Fernando. U.S. offense. Keeper goes for a deep three. Three is up, no good. You see where the rest of their basketball offense not coming into play now. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Angola. Down low to Kakula, excuse me, to Bango. The twist goes in and around, finds De Souza. Can't get it. And that's going to be a 24-second violation. That would have been Kenny's fourth three-pointer of the game. But Gilas survived, but Coach, shot went up. They still just cannot keep Angola off the boards.
Yeah, well, now Angola is huge, so I can understand the problems there. They've got Ramos having to guard essentially a five-man in Bongo, so there's going to be matchups everywhere. If Gillis is going to stay with this lineup, they're going to have to be really physical on their box outs.
I mean, how often do you find a team has 5 more offensive rebounds in the second half than defensive boards? And Fajardo goes up with it. The time coming from Jordan Clarkson.
And I think that's where they have to go. The point guards of Gillis have struggled to create for others. I think you've got to put the ball in Clarkson's hands, live with the trapping, and know that he'll make the right decisions.
5:10 to go, and Kiefer Ravenna commits the 4th team foul for Gilas, so no more fouls to give here in the third. Go back to the previous thing I said there. Angola, in total, have 29 rebounds, but 17 of those have been offensive boards.
Yeah, it's an incredible number. Gilas has got to figure out how to keep them off the glass.
They got to be careful. They don't want to send Angola to the free throw line. The Souza trying to go to work. Pompey steps through, goes up. It's going to be a traveling violation. Well, wasted opportunity there for Angola.
See on the replay here, looked like De Souza dragged that pivot foot a little bit.
Well, the question is, did he need to pump faking, step through? Could he have gone with a jump hook? I mean, it's one of those in-game decisions in front of 10,000 passionate Filipino fans. You just cannot afford to make a mistake like that. This is still the top scorer so far for Gilas with 9 points. Thompson hangs up in the air. He draws a contact to Pep Claros again. He's going to get a technical foul. Well, Pep Claros sarcastically calling for the traveling violation. And our lead official from Brazil, Guillermo Locatelli, teeing him up and saying, I've had enough of it. Claros needs to keep his composure right now.
Yeah, and that's not really the right moment for that. The Angola team's had a fairly decent run here. Not trying to do something that's going to get this crowd into it or get Gilas fired up.
Well, now Martin Kovlaskis, our referee from Latvia, just having final words with Claros, saying, look, this is a good game right now. Just keep your composure. Clarkson makes the free throw. So it's going to be 3 free throws coming up now for Gilas, and a chance to take a potential 2-point lead with 4:43 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and interesting there, they've got Bongo guarding Clarkson. So Bongo traditionally a 5-man. He's on the ball and pick and roll, but it was a guard who set it. So Shilde Dundao is in position to switch, but instead they make Bongo go up over the top of the screen. You can see the little bump there on the foul.
Hey, you see the Pep Claros thinking he's giving an education to our referees, but look, we have got 3 of the very best referees in the business right now. Martin Kovlaskis along with Guilherme Locatelli from Brazil and Latvia. 2 more free throws coming up.
Yeah, and Pep knows at the international level, the worst thing you could do to the officials is to do something that the crowd can see. So, the gesture with the hands, anything like that, that's going to get you a technical every single time.
3 for the charity stripe for Jordan Clarkson. He now moves up to 12 points. Clarkson also has 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Gilas fans now finding their voice. Get the ball down to Bruno Fernando. Dwight Ramos. Foul here, they'll send go to the free throw line. Fernando goes in. It's way too easy for the NBA superstar.
Yeah, and you know, they're just trying to pick on the matchup that they can find between the three bigs. If I'm Gilas, though, and I'm these other bigs, I'm not leaving the paint. So if they want to post one of these smaller defenders, I'm sitting there, make them kick it out.
Big three now. Three is up, no good. Gilas with no chance to get any offensive boards. Angola with a chance to retake the lead. Kenny's been on fire so far from the perimeter. Cross it over down the middle. It's like a teardrop, can't get it. Gilas come up with a loose ball. Well, Ramos made one three, goes for another one. Nothing dropping right now from the perimeter. Teams just need a little bit of composure here, trying to relax themselves, get into a rhythm, build that identity in their offense. Going back down to Bruno again. Bango left wide open, pump fakes, goes up and throws it down with two hands.
Yeah, you know, Gilas needs better discipline there. These post-ups giving them a lot of problems. Maybe going to a zone could be an adjustment they could make.
Fernando reaching in against AJ Edu. So now Justin Domingos going in for Dudal. Juma Fajardo. What do you call it, the shell drill maybe? The ball watching?
Well, you know, they're not clear on where their help's going to come from. And, you know, obviously it's a strange lineup. I'm sure that they never thought they would have to defend against. But they need to have some clarity about where's the help going to come, what are the rotations going to be. If anything, just staying compact in the paint's going to be the most important.
AJ Edu throwing it right away. Now De Souza's gonna finish this one with a one-handed rim rocker. Angola taking advantage of the Gilas turnovers. What are Pogoi back in the game here for Dwight Ramos. 4-point leads to Angola. Trying to find Clarkson. Under 10 here on the shot clock for Gilas. Clarkson pump fakes. Hits up a teardrop, doesn't get it. Fajardo the offensive board. Takes the pass. Pogoi, three, corner. Doesn't get it, but a foul is going to be called against De Souza. He's got to calm down now. They don't want to overreact with the referees. A great job there by Lucchini, stepping in to prevent his teammate from overreacting. That's going to be the third team foul for Angola here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Lucchini coming in there, calming down De Souza. You definitely don't want to get a technical right now. Things going your way. Angola's just got to be patient here.
The change coming in is Juma Fajardo's going to leave the game. Now, Coach, I got to disagree with that substitution because Fajardo got you two offensive boards in the last position.
Well, I mean, their issues have been the post and the paint. So, you know, getting smaller, maybe not the right solution. You know, I've talked about it before. I'm surprised I haven't seen them in the zone. But they need to figure out something with this really big lineup that Angola has stuck with so far in the second half.
Souza picking up back-to-back fouls in less than 10 seconds. That's the fourth and final team foul for Angola. So change coming in for the Angolans. It's now Fernandez, number 13, will check in for De Souza.
Yeah, an interesting substitution there. I mean, Coach Claros committed to staying with these bigs. Eduardo Francisco staying on the bench.
Clarkson going straight to the bucket and taking Gilson Bango back to school on that one. 2-point ball game. Good hands by Perez. They're going to call a foul here again, CJ Perez.
Holding foul by number 17, CJ Perez. That's his third.
I think they have him on a jersey grab there. The referee was right on that call, so he must have had a good angle.
Well, Gilas Filipinos winning 5 FIBA Asia Cup championships in 1960, 63, 67, 73. The recent was back in 1985. And now they are looking for their first FIBA World Cup victory since 2014 in their final game in which they defeated Senegal. One Jimmy Alabag and Jason Castro currently sitting right in front of us at courtside with Gabe Norwood and Jeff Chan. Jimmy Alabag now been promoted, working with Mike Brown and the Sacramento Kings in the NBA as a player development coach. Player development, I believe. I might have got that one, the title wrong there.
No, that's right. He was assistant coach with the Stockton Kings, their G League affiliate, and you know, great story of him of going to the U.S. and really rising the ranks there as a coach.
There's now nowhere to go here. Finds Clarkson. Clarkson goes in, counted, and you can see I have one. Well, now it might be Jordan Clarkson time here as he is starting to cook it up. Well, CJ Perez dribbled into traffic, but Clarkson, it's almost like the beautiful touch of death every time he tries to kiss off the backboard.
Yeah, just got lost there a little defensively in transition. Angola prior to that had done a nice job of really focusing on keeping the ball out of his hands.
16 points now for the former player in the NBA back in 2021. Remember, Utah Jazz teammates with Simone Fontecchio, who he'll play in 2 days' time. Under 2 minutes. Neither Angola nor the Philippines are able to commit any more fouls. Kenny's had a hot hand so far. Takes another one, can't get it. Clarkson fights for the rebound. Goes out of bounds, that will be Angola ball. Well, you love the fight there between Ara Pagoy and Bruno Fernando, but again, the respect and admiration as Fernando helps him back up to the ground, and the home crowd loving this. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. I think when he got to the ball, his foot was on the line. I think that's what the referee saw there.
10 on the shot clock. 95 seconds to go in the third quarter. Domingo steps back. Deep three. Can't get it. Kai Soto with a rebound. US with a chance to retake the lead. This will be a monumental confidence booster going into the fourth quarter. Finds Perez. Perez looking for Soto. Soto fumbles it. Keeps this one alive. And a jump ball is going to be called, but that will be Gilas ball with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Baseline possession.
The ball possession for Gilas.
I think Fernandez may be arguing with our referee Locatelli from Brazil. Maybe a possible traveling by. I don't think so, no.
9 seconds on the shot clock. 9 seconds to shoot.
Well, we got to get the ball inbound. Clarkson here. Some heavily defended on the show by Fernando. Clarkson mid-range takes it, doesn't get it. Now they push this one ahead. Kenny's got to go off of it. Kenny's going to throw it down. Now it's a 3-point ball game.
Yeah, and that's that transition defense biting Gilas once again. Angola back to their more traditional lineup here. Eduardo Francisco in at the 3 and matched up with Clarkson here.
Well, there's a one-handed jam. Gilas fans, anguish, anxiety, knowing they could have taken the lead. Just finding Jordan Clarkson, 16 points here. Clarkson looking to isolate. Hesitation now, Clarkson in the lane. Finds Edu, goes up, and AJ Edu getting it 2 points. For Gilas, another assist for JC.
Yeah, and I like the decision there, putting Clarkson on the ball. I think you just have to trust him to be your playmaker for the rest of this game.
Well, Domingo, another wide open look again. 6 at 1, punishing Gilas' defense.
Yeah, big shot there from Domingos. Just kept his confidence from the first half and badly missed that first one, but kept firing away.
It's a 6th 3-point field goal here. Another turnover, this time CJ Perez just throwing an out-of-control pass there. 0.6 of a second left on the third quarter for Angola, leading by 4 points.
If I'm the Philippines here, I want to be picking up full court, not to force the turnover, but just to make sure that you're not giving an opportunity to roll the ball. And now, Domingos or whoever it might ever be, is going to get a legit half-court opportunity versus, some full-court heave.
Well, Domingos now puts up a full-court shot. Almost got it, but ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the third quarter, Angola holding on to a 4-point lead here in game day 2 of the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Well, again, you mentioned, Coach, the transition play from Angola, converting turnovers into those points in the fast break has been the underlying factor that's put them in the lead so far.
Yeah, you know, that's what they do well.
Pau 25. Hey, Pau 25. Tiramos lo grande de fuera. Uma. Segundo, atacamos pick and roll. Bruno dentro, que puede haber un ventaje. Extremo abre primero.
Well, here are some of the key moments from the third quarter. Follow up there by Gilson. Bango time. They did box him out, and in the end, he punishes Gillis front court. There's a nice play to rejection coming from Bruno Fernando. Well, they need Jordan Clarkson to put on that Puso mindset. To play the step back three-pointer by Dwight Ramos. So far, only 4 3-point field goals for Gilas Filipinas. Well, Bango's been key so far here in the third quarter for Angola.
Yeah, Bango having to do it all. Angola going with that ultra big lineup with essentially Bango at the 3 and matched up with Clarkson defensively. Did a nice job there.
Fourth quarter coming up. Whoever wins this game will give themselves a chance to maybe get to the qualification round and will lead them to the quarterfinals. But you know one thing, this home crowd, they've got to come now and come prepared to support their team for these final 10 minutes.
And interesting to see what Coach Claros is going to do here with his rotations in the fourth quarter. We've already seen a lot of big changes from the first game. Montero, who started in that first game against Italy, not playing at all at this game. At times they went with the ultra big lineup. You see Leonel Paulo now back on the floor with Eduardo Francisco on the bench. Coach Claros has shown he's willing to try any combination that he thinks is going to be effective in that moment.
Fernando was scoreless in the first quarter, but then picked his game up in the second. But now Leonel Paulo, who struggled in the first quarter immensely, has checked back in for the first time here in the second half.
And he's going to be asked to guard Clarkson, so important minutes for him to start the fourth quarter.
In the low block now, got it by AJ Edu. Goes up and again, too big, too strong. And Bruno Fernando is just too good.
Yeah, and I think that's a great play coming out of the quarter. I've been hoping to see him on the low block a little bit more.
AJ Edu had the three-pointer. It's going to be a travel violation. Defensive presence of Bruno Fernando. You can feel the anxiety, the anguish, and at times the disappointment from these Gilas fans.
Yeah, and Gilas going really small here, so they're going to have to do a great job at controlling the glass. That's been an issue for them all game.
Justin Domingos from the perimeter in the game against Italy. Remember, Angola defeated Gilas in 2019. That's Domingos. The no-man slam hits the front iron. It goes out of bounds, but that's going to remain Angola ball. It's the same story again with Gilas Filipinas. I mean, rebounds, they just struggle to keep everybody off the boards.
Yeah, it's been an issue all game for them. Going small here, there's going to be a lot of tough blockout responsibilities with their matchups.
Fernando pump fakes. It's got to be a blocking foul against Kiko Ravenna. That's going to be the first team foul for the Philippines here in the fourth quarter.
Blocking foul at number 4, Kiko Ravenna. That's his second personal, first team foul.
Yeah, that's the right call there.
Sideline ball to Angola. 6-point lead to the visitors. That's Fernando. Now, good defense by Arpaguet. Surely that's got to be an unsportsmanlike foul, but I think they're going to keep this as a regular one.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have that as well.
Interesting one there, because it was an off the still in transition. Normally you do see that, call made right away. I mean, Coach, come on, what do you think?
Yeah, that's definitely definitely not sportsmanlike. You know, not very often you wouldn't see that be called in international basketball.
Being smothered on defense by Domingos. Soto now finds Clarkson. 10 here on the shot clock. Clarkson's going to get fouled on the ground. It's going to be against Leonel Paulo. That's on Paulo. That's going to be his third personal foul, I believe.
Paulo just caught on the floor there, although it did look like he might have stripped the ball prior to that, but bodies everywhere.
Well, the Philippines need a bucket on this possession. They're trailing by 6 points. Clarkson will inbound this one. Got it by Leonel Paulo.
I see Paulo all over there on his denies.
Clarkson now kicks out. Pagoy had the three. Puts up the floater. The floater is good. A big time shot by Ara Pagoy. Angola still with a 4-point lead though. Didn't have the momentum. Home crowd trying to get into this one. US in this 2-3 zone defense. Buketi now. Open up the three. Three is good. And Angola. Big time shot. 7-point ball game. Ravenna now trying to go to the basket, out of control, but he'll go to the free throw line. No, this is interesting because in the games that we have seen, Gilas and tune-ups, they've never put their teams in foul trouble early in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you know, they've got to find a way to get points on the board. It's been a struggle for them all night. See here, Buketi knocking down a big three-pointer, but you know, I just think they haven't found their rhythm this whole game. You know, Clarkson being off the ball, never really getting a lot of clean looks. Whatever the decision is for keeping him at the two, their point guards have not been able to create looks for him.
Bennett missed the first free throw. Yeah, now is not the time to have any jitters or nerves. The anxiety in this arena, Gilas knowing they must win this game if they're to have any chance of qualifying.
Yeah, and interesting here, we see Montero for the first time in this game coming in a big moment here in the fourth quarter. So, you know, Coach Claros coming with the entire lineup tonight.
It's a 6-point ball game. Let's go back to a man-to-man defense. Domingos now trying to go in around the defense. Another three in the corner, three is up, and Angola. Now it is officially a 9-point ball game. The tide has been turned. Buketi, he is on fire at the moment. Clarkson. Nowhere to go. Takes a tough one. No good. And it's looking doom and gloom right now for Gilas Filipinas.
Yeah, you know, just no rhythm at all. Clarkson having to force a tough one there. They've got to figure out something offensively that's going to spring him open a little bit. Even just some simple middle pick and roll stuff for him.
And again, Domingos making it an 11-point ball game. And Chat Reyes has to call timeout. Angola have silenced the Araneta Coliseum. Remember, it was Gilas who had an 11-point lead in the first quarter. And then they tried to shift and change their lineups. Multiple players coming in, and then they just lost that rhythm. They have never got it back ever since.
Yeah, you know, it's been some curious rotations there for Gilas. They just have not figured out a way to find a rhythm offensively. Clarkson, I'm sure, frustrated.
JC enters to the post. Okay, the ball. Enter to Junmar. Okay. Scotty, 45. Okay, Dwight ready. Mag-enter kay Junmar. Hey, flare screen on JC. Flare screen. Bigyan mo yun kung libre. Okay, if it's not free, come back, guys. And dribble up, dribble up. Okay, we're right here. We're right here, right? Come on. Lo aiutamos, no potete ir tempo molto.
Kenny's been on fire so far. He has been cooking from the perimeter. You know, what's interesting about this game, if Angola wins this one, it wouldn't necessarily be all over Gilas Filipinas, because with Italy losing today, and Gilas need to beat Italy in the final game, and having if Dominican Republic sweep this group, it could have 3 teams all be 1 and 2.
Yeah, no, exactly. And, you know, every possession's going to matter. Obviously, they're thinking about how to win this game, but point differential could become a very important aspect of the final group standings.
Well, Thompson back into the game here for the first time in the second half. Trying to find Juma. That's going to be the 4th and final team foul against Angola. This is good for Gilas, so any more fouls here will send him to the free throw line.
Holding foul at number 13.
Hernandez is going to get called for the foul.
Personal team foul number 4.
And sometimes you think about the rotation of the Gilas players, and you just wonder who is the best 5 for this team.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you hope to come into this tournament knowing that, you know, a short tune-up with Clarkson in their camp. I think they only have 10 days.
Blocks it for 3, can't get it. The foul is going to be called against Juma Fajardo. But at the moment, Gilas, they are just searching for answers at the moment.
Yeah, you see them coming back with Thompson at the point guard. They seem committed to keeping Clarkson at the 2. But they've got to figure out a way, even just a simple zipper set, just some little bit of movement to get him the ball and then into middle pick and roll.
11-point lead to Angola. Well, 4-3. Montero takes it. Central Towers for the rebound. Gilas have got to push something down. Running around the defense, goes in all the way. He missed a layup. Well, they got to get back on defense. It's Luke Kenny trying to push. He's fouled in transition, so 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, Clarkson obviously frustrated there. One of the easier shots he's had all game long. But again, Gilas struggling with the transition attack of Angola. You know, they had 2 guys back there. Need to be more disciplined, not foul.
So 2 free throws coming up for Luke Kenny. Kenny really has been a game changer so far.
Looks like our referees are going to take a look at this one. I didn't see an unsportsmanlike.
Let's have a listen now to our referees.